So very good morning to all of you. Myself, Professor Ravi Dr. Mirza from Maulana Mukhtar and Nadi Technical Campus. So this one is the 20th lecture. Actually, we can say it was the 19th lecture. Because one lecture is due to the less student and not going on time. We have not conducted on 26th of this, sorry, 23rd of this month. And in previous class, we have already discussed some points on the compression member. So firstly, I will go through that and then we will continue our lecture forward. Okay, so structural member which is straight and is subjected to compressive force along its axis termed as compression member. Rahul will come in. Rahul. राहुल निकम इज माय वॉइस इज क्लियर
यस सर।
मैं ऑब्जर्व कर रहा हूँ आप लेक्चर में आते हैं थोड़ा देर लेक्चर शुरू होता है फिर आप एग्जिट हो जाते हैं क्या प्रॉब्लम है फिर थोड़ी
नहीं
बात
सर,
धीरे धीरे
नेटवर्क इशू के कारण।
फिर ज्वाइन होते हैं फिर एग्जिट अगर नेटवर्क का प्रॉब्लम है तो प्रॉपर जगह बैठिए आप ओके तो yesterday we have started this our unit number 2 that unit number 2 is the compression member in that yesterday we have seen the lecture a structural member which is straight and subjected to compressive force on its axis known as compressor. If the axial force compressive force is there on the member if axial push you can say is there on the member then we can say that is the compression member. And also we have seen the various types of compression member in case of RCC structure, in case of steel structure, in case of your cross member or submachine boom is also participated. Then we have seen the modes of failure of the column. If the small column is there or pedestal is there, then the failure is due to the crushing. And then if as per the length of column or as per the failure, local buckling or flexural buckling, torsion buckling and flexural torsional buckling we have seen and explained you in previous class. Also, we have seen the short column, long column, intermediate column, and depend on the length. Okay. You should open your cameras so that can see you, so you can note down all the picture, whatever notes say is important for you, and all the things are important. Already I am sharing in the so, uh, what in intermediate compression member the failure will occur due to the combined effect of crushing and buckling, and we need to resist that member. Okay. And this Wheeler buckling theory already we are learning the song, so that we have escaped that, and the factor of strength of compression member is the factors that affecting the strength of compression member we discussed yesterday. Uh, that is the material property of the member, strength, yield strength, ultimate strength, ductility, etc. And length of the member, cross-sectional configuration of member, that is rectangular, circular, eye, channel, or T, etc. sections, and support conditions, that is hinge support, fixed support, hinge and fixed support. One end is hinge and one other is fixed, one end is fixed, one other is free. That condition also affect the strength of your compression member. And imperfection is included the material not being isotrophic or homogeneous. The varying the strength of the material itself member, that is called as imperfection. Geometric variation of the member, it may be some cross section. The cross section is not uniform throughout, and another one is the eccentric loading on the column. And the last point is that the students stressed during the manufacturing of the your steel roll steel section, that some of the residual stresses will be affect the strength of your compression. Then also we have seen the effective length of compression member, and also we have seen this effective length of compression member as per the our IS code. IS code, there is a table, and from this table, as per the end condition, the effective length of the different compression members we have extended. Okay, so effective length of your compression member depend on the your end condition, and this is given on the page number 55 of our IS 800 IS 800 2007. Okay, and that is in table number table number. So the table already we have seen yesterday. First we will go through, and then you can understand this. So you can see here, if one end is free, if one end is free, you can see these conditions are that if one end is free, it means free end means uh, uh, the rotation and translation, yani rotation of the member and the displacement of member, both are possible at the free end. So that's why if I will write here, and another end if is fixed, if the one end is fixed, I will write one end is fixed. So what happened here? Here the rotation, I will write rotation for R, translation for T, and for free end also I will write the rotation and the translation here. Translation is the displacement. So this displacement is also occur on the member, and the rotation is also occur if the end is free. So, so I will what the IS code writes here. If the rotation is possible, then that is rotation rotate to free. If translation is possible, then translation is rotate is free. So here, if the condition is first one end is, I will say the one end, the first end, it is fixed condition. Okay, if the fixed condition is there, the rotation is restrained. Rotation is restrained. Okay, and translation is also restrained because the fixed condition is, I will write, translation is also restrained. But another end at the free end, this end, second end, I will write. The fix is first end and the free end, second. Here also you can see the displacement can be possible and rotation is also possible. So it may be, you can write down the rotation is also able to occur, or translation is also able to occur. That's why I will write on free condition. Okay. When you come to the next case, when you come to the next case, here is the roller support. This type of support, this type of support, generally they are called as roller support. Roller support. Okay, roller support is there. Yani here displacement is possible, and another this type of support is called as hinge. So if I will write at one end, our end condition is hinge, and another end is roller support. Roller support. In that case, here you can say the rotation. Rotation. First one is rotation. So rotation is free, but translation is restrained at this one end, first end, and the second end where the roller support is there, that rotation is restrained. Rotation is restrained, but translation here means displacement is free. So that's these type of conditions that is written in the IS code. You can see here. It is written here: restrained, restrained, free, free. Translation, restrained, rotation, restrained, translation, free, rotation, free at the second edge. So that is given in the IS code, and you can make yourself also. So here also you can see, here the both end you can see the at first end is also hinge and another end is also hinge. And it means that both ends are hinge. Both ends are hinge. First end is also hinge and second end is also hinge. So both ends are hinge. In that case, your effective length is LE is equal to N. LE is equal to L. And in first and second case, the effective length is LE is equal to 2L. Okay. So already we have gone through that yesterday, but I have to explain you what is the restraint and the precondition. So if hinge is there, so you know that rotation is free. Rotation is free. What is restraint? The translation is restraint. Another and also the hinge support is there. Here also you can say that rotation is free and translation is restraint. Okay, so like that you have to identify. Now you can come to that one end is fixed. Here first end is fixed. This one is first end is fixed here in this case, and another end is the roller support. The second end is the roller support. In that case, the effective length is in that case the effective length is 1.2 times of L. In that case the effective length is 1.2 times of L. Here you can see the rotation is at first at restrained. Also translation is restrained because it is a fixed support. So where there is fixed support, the rotation and translation both are restrained. That cannot be possible. Okay, and at the roller support, you know that rotation is not possible. It is restrained, and translation displacement is possible. That is generally roller supports we are providing at the bridges, etc. Then you can come to the another case, first end and second end. If I said first end is fixed, first end is fixed, and another end is hinge support. So in that case, you can see that here rotation and translation both are restrained, and effective length of this case, if one end is fixed, another is hinge, it is nothing but zero point 0.8 times of L. So it is restrained. This is also restrained because end is fixed. Another is free means rotation is possible, so it is free. Rotation is free, but translation is not possible. Displacement is not possible. At the hinge support, that is, you can write down the extent condition. Okay, so likewise you can find out the effective length of member, and you can use the our IS 800, table number 11 of IS 800, IS 800 serial. Okay, page number is given also, page number is given. Now, if the both ends are fixed, I will draw this clearly. So here, one end is also fixed and another end is also fixed. If both ends are fixed, any of the column, second is also fixed. So it means that the LE is equal to 0.65 L. Okay, the effective length is 0.65 times of L, and the condition in condition if I write, so you can see that translation is also restrained and rotation is also restrained. Another condition also, the rotation is also restrained and translation is also restrained. So that is the conditions which is given on in our IS code, and based on that the effective length is given. And when we are going to solve the examples of the column, then we have to consider this type of you have to check this type of condition, and then based on this table you have to decide the effective length of your column. And what is the L? L is nothing but here L is nothing but L is the nothing but unsupported length of your column. Supported, unsupported length of the column. Unsupported length of. Okay, so this is all about the effective length of the column you have seen yesterday, and you can make your own table. It may be possible. You can make it. Okay. Now, effective length for the strut. स्ट्रट किसको बोलते हैं? हमने कल मैंने आपको दिखाया था कि स्ट्रट किसको बोलते हैं, कि जो हमारा मेंबर ऑफ ट्रस है, मेंबर ऑफ ट्रस है ना। मैंने कल भी आपको फिगर बनाकर बताया था, ये हमारा ट्रस है। ओके। और ट्रस में डिफरेंट टाइप के मेंबर होते हैं, इसमें एक्सियल कॉम्प्रेशन और एक्सियल टेंशन होता है कुछ मेंबर पर। सिमिलरली इफ यू ड्रॉ दिस साइड आल्सो, sorry for so this top chord member is called as rafter. This top chord member is called as rafter. Okay, and the bottom chord member is called as the bottom chord member is called as uh, where we are, the bottom chord member is called as time. अहमद, आप टाइम पर ज्वाइन नहीं होते हो। इस राफ्टर टॉप chord and bottom chord member is called as time member. Time member. Okay. In gravitational load, these vertical members are called as ceilings, and the inclined members are called as strut. ओके। तो जनरली स्ट्रट हमारा जो है, इफ आई विल राइट दिस फोर टाइप्स ऑफ मेंबर्स जनरली ऑपरेट हियर इन roof truss. So after it is in gravity load is in compression, struts may be vertical or inclined in compression, ceiling may be tension member, time member is also may be tension member in case of gravity load. Okay. So that is nothing but you can understand that the member of truss in compression they are called as strut. So here for column effective length we know, but in case of member of truss or bracings, if we are using, then the effective length for the strut you can find out. So here it is then the effective length for the strut. Okay, effective length for the strut. So first table we will draw the serial number. Column number 1 is serial number. Column number 2 is the type of connection, and serial number 3 is the section, which type of section you are using. And column number 4 is in plane of gusset, yani parallel to the plane of gusset if connection is there. If connection is perpendicular to the plane of gusset, that is that condition, what is the effective length is given. So if you consider if your member is continuous means, अगर आप यहाँ पर देखेंगे ये फिगर के अंदर, तो फिगर हम लोगों ने यहाँ ड्रॉ किया ट्रस की, यहाँ पर देखेंगे ये ज्वाइंट है, ये तो सपोर्ट ही है, यहाँ ज्वाइंट है, यहाँ ज्वाइंट है, यहाँ ज्वाइंट है, ये तो अगर ये कंटिन्यूस मेंबर है क्या बोलेंगे हम लोग, क्या बोलेंगे कंटिन्यूस मेंबर। अगर मेंबर आपका राफ्टर कंटिन्यूस है तो इसको क्या बोलेंगे हम लोग, कंटिन्यूस मेंबर। तो इफ द मेंबर इज कंटिन्यूस, दिस कंडीशन, इफ द मेंबर इज कंटिन्यूस टाइप और इट में भी सिंगल एंगल और डबल एंगल, कोई भी टाइप का मेंबर हो, तो इफ इट इज इन प्लेन ऑफ गसेट, यानी ये आपके गसेट प्लेन के, ये आपका जो गसेट प्लेट आप ज्वाइन करने के लिए यूज करते हो, अगर उसके प्लेन में है, उसके साथ है, is not perpendicular in the plane of the set, then the effective length of member it may be from the point 7 L to 1 L. Effective length of member you can take 0.7 L to 1 L. But if your member is perpendicular to the plane of the set, this is the your plane of the set, and your member is perpendicular to the plane of the set. If this is your gusset plate, okay, and your member somewhat, it is not possible to see here, but I will draw one line. If it is perpendicular to the plane of the set, this is the plane of the set and this perpendicular, it is distance is making some angle. If perpendicular distance is making, then if it is perpendicular to the plane of the set, then the effective length for the strut will be 1L. The effective length of the strut will be 1L. Okay. Similarly, if the member is discontinuous, discontinuous किसको बोलेंगे कि अगर आपका जो ये ट्रस है, ये ट्रस है, अब यहाँ पर मैं देखो, यहाँ पर आप देखेंगे एक ही मेंबर है, यहाँ पर एक ही मेंबर है, तो ये डिसकंटिन्यूअस मेंबर, जबकि यहाँ पर ये कंटिन्यूअस मेंबर है, इधर आप आएंगे ये कंटिन्यूअस मेंबर है, बॉटम में भी आ रहा है कंटिन्यूअस, लेकिन बीच में जितने मेंबर्स है वो क्या है, डिसकंटिन्यूअस मेंबर है। तो अगर ऐसे टाइप का मेंबर है, ऐसे टाइप का अगर मेंबर है, तो यहाँ पर अगर सिंगल एंगल है कनेक्टेड विथ वन बोल्ट है, अगर एक बोल्ट से ये कनेक्टेड है discontinuous member, then the effective length is 1L and 1L for the bolt condition in plane of the cell or in perpendicular. Okay. Similarly, effective length, if discontinuous member is there, single angle connected with more than one bolt, यानी more than one bolt, यानी अगर आपका ये member है, it is connected with the cassette plate by more than one bolt, then and also discontinuous, yani bolt is more than one. In that case, you are in plane of the set, the effective length will be 0.85 L, and if perpendicular or is there, then it is 1 L. So if single angle connected with more than one bolt or weld, अगर वेल्डिंग है या मोर देन वन बेल्ट है और डिसकंटिन्यूअस मेंबर है, तो उसके लिए इफेक्टिव लेंथ जो है 0.85 L और 1 L as per the plane of the set condition of a perpendicular to the set condition is 1. Similarly, discontinuous angle with double angle placed back to back. डबल एंगल इज प्लेस बैक टू बैक, यानी ये आपका गसेट प्लेट है, दिस इज योर गसेट प्लेट। हाँ
सर, स्क्रीन विजिबल नहीं,
तो बच्चों को विजिबल नहीं है, आपको सिर्फ विजिबल। हेलो
सर, मेरे को विजिबल नहीं, बाकी को नहीं मालूम।
हाँ
नहीं
तो
सर, स्क्रीन विजिबल नहीं सर।
विजिबल नहीं है क्या?
नो सर।
बोलना चाहिए ना बेटा। इतनी देर तक हम बैठे रहे आप लोग। अभी विजिबल है?
यस सर।
यस सर।
So I will repeat. So this member of truss we are effective length of truss member we are going to discuss. We are discussing already and you are not able to see the screen. So once again I will repeat. So member of truss में generally top chord member in gravity loading में rafter होता है हमारा, और bottom chord member वो tie member होता है। तो ये members generally they are continuous member. Okay? और बीच में जो मेंबर होते हैं हमारे, दे आर मोस्टली डिसकंटिन्यूअस एंड दे आर कॉल्ड एज, इफ कंप्रेशन इज देयर देन दे आर कॉल्ड एज स्ट्रट, एंड इफ दे टेंशन इज द वर्टिकल मेंबर इज देन दे आर कॉल्ड एज सीरीज। ओके, तो वी आर डिस्कसिंग। तो चार टाइप के मेंबर से मिलकर हमारा रूफ ट्रस बनता है ना। तो जनरली इसके बारे में, इफेक्टिव लेंथ के बारे में हम देख रहे थे। तो दिस इफेक्टिव लेंथ ऑफ कॉलम ऑलरेडी वी हैव सीन इन IS code, and this is also you can see. So I am sorry not able to share you the screen. Once again you can see this. I will share to you also, and already in our table number 11 the effective length for column is given. Now we are discussing about the effective length of member of truss. Member of truss. So member of truss, it may be continuous, it may be discontinuous, it may be single angle, it may be double angle, it may be in the plane of gusset, it may be the perpendicular to the plane of gusset. It may be connected with single bolt or it may be connected with weld or more than one bolt. So that conditions then are there how to select the effective length of member. In plane of gusset, this column number 4, it gives the effective length of member in the plane of gusset, and in column number 5, it gives the effective length of member perpendicular to gusset. Okay? So how to select the effective length in case of the member of truss we are discussing. तो यहाँ पर कंटिन्यूअस मेंबर है, जैसे कि मैंने बनाया कि मोस्टली द राफ्टर जो है हमारा कॉम्प्रेशन मेंबर है, यहाँ डिस्कस कर रहे हैं। तो यहाँ पर ये राफ्टर जो है आपका, ये क्या है, कंटिन्यूअस मेंबर जनरली होता है ना, कंटिन्यूअस। ये पॉइंट, ये जॉइंट है, ये जॉइंट है, ये जॉइंट है, और मेंबर हमारा कंटिन्यूअस। इसी तरह बॉटम टॉप कॉर्ड मेंबर आप देखेंगे, ये भी कंटिन्यूअस, यहाँ जॉइंट है आपका, यहाँ जॉइंट है, यहाँ जॉइंट है और यहाँ जॉइंट है, ये सब जॉइंट पे कंटिन्यूअस है। लेकिन अगर आप इंटरनल मेंबर देखेंगे, सीलिंग है, स्टड है, तो दे आर डिसकंटिन्यूअस मेंबर है ना, ओनली सिंगल मेंबर्स आर देयर, ओके, they are not continuous, okay. So that's why if the member is continuous and single or double angle section is there, in that case in plane of gusset अगर member है तो उसका effective length 0.7 से 1L तक आप दे सकते हो, और अगर परपेंडिकुलर टू द गसेट प्लेन है तो इसका इफेक्टिव लेंथ क्या रहेगा, 1L रहेगा। इसी तरह डिसकंटिन्यूअस मेंबर है, यानी मेंबर कंटिन्यू नहीं है ना, जैसे कंटिन्यूअस बीम और सपोर्ट हम लोग ने पढ़ा है, ये सपोर्ट कंडीशन है, तो ये सपोर्ट से डिफरेंट, तो ये मेंबर को क्या बोलेंगे हम लोग, कंटिन्यूअस मेंबर बोलते हैं। जो आर नॉट चेंजिंग साइज एंड शेप, तो ये कंटिन्यूअस मेंबर। लेकिन अगर आपका ये मेंबर है, यहाँ पर आपका दूसरा मेंबर है, यहाँ पर कुछ ISA 50/6 है, यहाँ पर ISA 60/6 है, तो मेंबर चेंज हो रहा है, तो दे आर डिसकंटिन्यूअस। ओके, इफ द मेंबर इज कंटिन्यूअस एज द सपोर्ट, यानी आपका गसेट प्लेट है और आपका मेंबर ये कंटिन्यू है, just we are joining here with the bolt or weld, whatever it may be, so that member is called as continuous member. जब continuous member है, continuous member अगर है तो कैसे इफेक्टिव लेंथ लेंगे और डिसकंटिन्यूअस है तो किस तरह लेंगे, that is in this step. Okay, तो continuous member if single or double angle is there, so in plane of gusset the effective length is 0.7 to 1L. If perpendicular to gusset, the effective length is 1L. Okay, so generally you can say in perpendicular gusset condition always the effective length you can say it is 1 1 1 1 all the points. Where it is changing, in plane of gusset. In plane of gusset, if discontinuous member is there, a single angle connected with one bolt, the effective length is 1L. Okay. If discontinuous angle section is there, single angle connected with more than one bolt or welded, then the effective length is 0.85L. Okay, और अगर यही perpendicular to gusset है तो 1L, यानी LE is equal to L only. The K factor is 1. Here the K factor is 0.85. If discontinuous member, लेकिन क्या डिसकंटिन्यूअस में डबल एंगल प्लेस बैक टू बैक, डबल एंगल प्लेस बैक टू बैक, ये आपका गसेट प्लेट है ना, ये गसेट प्लेट है, ये हमारा गसेट प्लेट है, और उसको हम ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, डबल एंगल बैक टू बैक आप प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, एक इस तरफ है, एक इस तरफ है, तो इन दैट केस इन प्लेन ऑफ गसेट देन दिस इज कॉल्ड दिस इज टेकन है, the effective length is taken at 0.7L to 0.85L. Okay, तो 0.7 से 0.85L आप ले सकते हैं। और अगर परपेंडिकुलर टू गसेट है, बैक टू बैक है, तो it will be taken as 1L. Similarly, discontinuous angle, double angle placed back to back same side of the set plate. ये डबल एंगल है, ये आपका एक एंगल है, ओके, ये आपका अनदर एंगल है. दे आर सेम साइड ऑफ, एक ही साइड है गसेट प्लेट. ये गसेट प्लेट है आपका, दिस वन इज द गसेट, और ये आपके एंगल्स हैं. ये आपका एंगल है, बैक टू बैक प्लेस्ड है, लेकिन सेम साइड ऑफ द सेट है. इन दैट केस ऑल्सो द इफेक्टिव लेंथ इन plane of the cassette is 0.75, 0.72, 0.85 L, and is perpendicular to the cassette is 1. So this is all about the your effective length of your compression member. So effective length, it is very important when you are going to design the compression. Now this failure already we have discussed. If the local failure in the flanges, this is the web. तो वेब बकल हुए हैं यहाँ पर, तो वेब इज बकलिंग, हियर इज शोन एज द फ्लैंज इज बकलिंग. तो अगर कोई एक मेंबर एलिमेंट ऑफ योर मेंबर वो अगर बकल होता है तो इसको क्या बोलते हैं? लोकल बकलिंग. क्या बोलते हैं? लोकल बकलिंग. द इंडिविजुअल एलिमेंट ऑफ कॉलम दैट इज फ्लैंज और वेब में बकल लोकली फॉर्मिंग अ रिंकल, दे आर कॉल्ड एज लोकल बकलिंग. इसी तरह फ्लेक्सुरल बकलिंग, जो डिफ्लेक्शन हमारा होता है कॉलम के अंदर, दे आर कॉल्ड एज फ्लेक्सुरल बकलिंग, है ना. आपका कॉलम है और कॉलम पे आपका कंप्रेशन लोड है, और अगर ये इस तरह डिफ्लेक्ट होता है तो दे आर कॉल्ड एज फ्लेक्सुरल बकलिंग, एंड इट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज ट्वर्स बकलिंग. दिस इज ऑलरेडी वी हैव सीन. टॉर्शनल बकलिंग, torsional buckling, it means that third type is the torsional buckling. Write down or seen clearly. Torsional buckling. It is, suppose this is your eye section. Suppose this is your eye section, and if it is buccal like this, so this is called as torsional buckling. It is called as torsional. Okay, this is already we have studied in the previous class. And there is flexural torsional buckling, means bending and twisting both causes of buckling, so that is called as your twisting moment, and both is there, then this type of buckling is called as flexural torsional. When bending and twisting both are there, so that is called as flexural torsional. Sinde, what is the time? You are always joining that. Now the buckling classification of the section. The buckling classification section is also very important. You should know the buckling class of the section when you are going to design your compression member. So there is how many classes are there? Class 1, class 2, class 3. Okay. So that is cylinder. You bring the section. Class 4 is the selection cylinder in the classification. So if you go for the your show you table number 10, the buckling class. So here you can see table number 10 of our IS 800 2007. This is IS 800 2007. It is visible, I think so. दिख रहा है सबको, है ना?
यस सर.
ओके, तो यहाँ पर देखिए बकलिंग क्लासिफिकेशन. इससे पहले जो टेबल नंबर 2 में हमने पढ़ा था वो सेक्शनल क्लासिफिकेशन. वो क्या था? सेक्शनल क्लासिफिकेशन. यहाँ पर बकलिंग क्लास हमको. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ये आई सेक्शन है, ये आई सेक्शन आपको दिख रहा है ना, टेबल नंबर 10 ऑफ IS 800 2007। तो यहाँ पर देखिए, इफ द h by bf वैल्यू इज ग्रेटर देन 1.2, so I will open that table if it is here also, so that you can able to know in class बकलिंग क्लास मालूम करना बहुत जरूरी है। is not seen here. Okay, so we will may take some blank page and we will discuss about that. So if I will write down, today is our today is 27th of August and subject is PSS and this is our lecture number 20. This sheet is very important. So if I section is there, I section आपको मालूम किस तरह होता है, इस तरह होता है ना, I section is there. Generally, the section modulus is responsible for the section strength in case of bending, है ना, in case of buckling और bending, section modulus ये आपका। अब यहाँ पर देखिए, मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ कि हमारा टेबल में क्या दिया हुआ है। h by bf वैल्यू इज ग्रेटर देन 1.2, h by bf, h किसको बोलते हैं, h इज द हाइट ऑफ सेक्शन, bf इज द विड्थ ऑफ सेक्शन। तो आप यहाँ पर आइए, so this one, if I will say it is the height of section H and width of plane, sometimes it is referred to as a capital B or BF. So if H by BF value is greater than 1.2, if H by BF value is greater than 1.2, बकलिंग क्लासिफिकेशन किस तरह वाले को समझा रहा हूँ, आप समझिए अच्छे से। H by BF value is greater than 1.2 and TF is nothing but thickness of flange. TF is nothing but thickness of flange. So here TF is nothing but our thickness of flange. TF is less than 40 mm. Okay, that is given in table. Where is the table? Here. Okay. So in that case, I section about ZZ axis is the major axis, and about YY axis. अगर ये major axis हमारा ZZ axis, generally we are showing the ZZ axis. This one is the ZZ axis. And minor axis generally we are denoting as a YY axis. Is the minor axis. So buckling about ZZ axis, it is given as A, buckling class A. कौन सी क्लास है, क्लास A। तो बकलिंग क्लास, ये बकलिंग क्लास यहाँ पर दिया बकलिंग। ओके, और यहाँ पर क्या दिया हुआ, एक्सिस, कौन से एक्सिस, तो ZZ इज द मेजर एक्सिस, YY इज द माइनर एक्सिस, और YY एक्सिस से अगर लेंगे तो बकलिंग क्लास ये दिया हुआ है। तो इस तरह हमको मालूम करना है, इस तरह हमको। सिमिलरली अगर सेकंड केस हम लेते हैं तो यहाँ देखिए, इफ लेस देन h by bf is greater than 1.2 but the tf is greater than 40, greater than equal to 40 और less than equal to 100। तो यहाँ पर अगर मैं लिखूं, सेकंड कंडीशन में if h by bf value is greater than 1.2 but the value of tf is greater than, sorry, the value of tf is greater than 40 mm or it is less than or equal to 100 mm. In that case, your major axis, that is Z axis, is buckling class B, and y-axis buckling class C. So likewise, you can understand. So y-axis, the minor axis, the buckling class is C in that case, and buckling class is. Why we are calculating the buckling class? The buckling class to find out the FCD. FCD. What is the FCD now? You can say FCD based on this buckling class in 4, you can try find out the design compressive stress FCD of the buckling class. So here table number 9D, the buckling class D, table number 9C for the buckling class C, table number 9B, buckling class B, and table number 9A, buckling class A. So based on these conditions and slenderness ratio, you can able to find out the design compressive stress, that is FCD. So that's why we should know the buckling class of the section, and you can find out the buckling class of section like this. So for many such figures, the IS code, I have discussed only this I section, but for channel section, for angle section, for all these buckling class is given in table number 10 of your IS code. अब देखेंगे टेबल नंबर 10 में, दिस इज आवर टेबल नंबर 10, बकलिंग क्लास ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन. तो यहाँ पर आई सेक्शन के लिए कंडीशंस दिए हुए हैं, फिगर बना हुआ है, क्या क्राइटेरिया है, क्राइटेरिया यहाँ पर लिमिट्स दी हुई है बेस्ड ऑन द एक्सिस माइनर और मेजर एक्सिस. तो यू कैन फाइंड आउट द बकलिंग. इसी तरह वेल्डेड आई सेक्शन है, तो हाउ टू फाइंड आउट. ये तो रोल्ड स्टील सेक्शन था हमारा, वेल्डेड आई सेक्शन है तो टीएफ की वैल्यू के बेस पर आपका बकलिंग क्लास है. हॉलो सेक्शन है तो बकलिंग क्लास, और फोल्ड सेक्शन है तो ए, फोल्ड फॉर्म सेक्शन है तो बी. इसी तरह वेल्डेड बॉक्स सेक्शन है, जैसे कि प्लेट गर्डर में होता है, तो इसका बकलिंग क्लास जनरली एक्सेप्ट बिलो, बिलो के अलावा सब बी क्लास रहेंगे, यानी दिस बी बाई टी एच लेस देन 30, एच बाई टी एच लेस देन 30, इन दैट केस इट इज सी क्लास, अदरवाइज ऑल द इट विल बी इक्वल. ओके. इसी तरह चैनल सेक्शन है, आपका एंगल सेक्शन है, टी सेक्शन है, सॉलिड बार है, सॉलिड सर्कुलर बार है, एनी टाइप ऑफ दिस दे आर. तो उनका डिजाइन कॉम्प्रेसिव स्ट्रेस अगर मालूम करना है तो आपको टेबल 9 से. इसी तरह बिल्टअप मेंबर है, कोई भी बिल्टअप मेंबर है, 2 आई सेक्शन है, 2 चैनल सेक्शन है, या फिर 4 एंगल सेक्शन है, लाइक दिस इफ यू आर यूजिंग द बिल्टअप मेंबर, so their class is also C class. Okay, so this buckling class is very important while designing the compression. Okay, so it may be bending compression or it may be the axial load. So you should able to find out the buckling class of cross section. It is very important to find out the design compressive stress of the section as per the class. Class B, class C, class B, and similarly class A. You can easily find out the FCD by knowing the ED stress of the section and by knowing the slenderness ratio, that is KL upon R minimum. Based on that, you can be able to find out the design compressive stress FCD. Now we will come what is the strength of your element. तो बकलिंग क्लास किस तरह मालूम करवाएं, समझ में आ गया सबको? आई थिंक सो यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट. नहीं समझ में आया तो आई विल रिपीट. मेरे ख्याल से बकलिंग क्लास किस तरह मालूम करना. ओके, एनी क्वेश्चन? एनी क्वेश्चन यू कैन आस्क विथ मी. यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन यू कैन आस्क विथ मी, अदरवाइज वी विल स्टॉप हियर. कुछ पूछना है बच्चों आपको? आर यू देयर?
नो सर, नहीं पूछना है.
समझ में आ रहा है क्या आप लोगों को?
यस यस सर, आ रहे हैं।
भाई जहाँ भी कुछ नहीं समझा तो मुझको वहाँ पर आप रोक सकते हो कि सर ये समझा नहीं है। हाँ, दिस इज
यस
नॉट
सर।
जस्ट अ क्लास, दिस इज द इंटरेक्शन सेशन विथ, है ना? आप
यस सर।
सीखेंगे सीखेंगे कब? जब आपको कुछ क्वेश्चन आपके माइंड में आएगा,
यस
आपको समझ में आएगा। ओके ओके, तो वी विल स्टॉप हियर। क्वेरी यू कैन ask, and tomorrow our practical class also in lecture. Okay? Thank you for joining the session. Encourage your friends also to join our session. Today we will learn, today is 27. This is today we will learn today we will learn the compression and also we have seen equivalent and spinning for the number of thrusts or extra diagonal like extra thrust. And here I will write down in case of compression. Also we have learned today how to find the clean class of section, clean classification of section. Using the table 10 of size 800 2007. You can this for joining. This is the that is